So if Mondays make you want to quit and make you want to escape life, makes you want to cash in your 4 weeks annual leave to just escape life and leave it all behind, you definitely need this system that only takes 20 minutes every single Sunday. My health line directly was influenced by my revenue line that was fucking tanking. Since we've been doing this, since I've been doing this religiously every single week since the heart attack, like we're 5x since December. It takes a near-death experience to really shake you into realize, was this it? Like, is this how I was going to end? Like building a fucking business that I hated. Life is either by design or by default. So this Separate Sunday is your chance to design your ideal life, and within that, your ideal business that fuels your ideal life.
You're the kind of person who doesn't need permission to do this or to decide, fuck all that, I'm going to do what I want to do and have the courage to do that. So what's your advice to someone who has less of it?
I think you're giving me too much credit. Like I had to. I almost died. Like there was no other way. I almost died doing it the other way. So what I'm saying is it's not just a good little, cute little habit while you're having a coffee on Sunday. It's good for business. It's good for your team because you got to lead from the front as a leader. All you've got to do is win the week. If you win more weeks than not, you win the month. And if you win more months than not, you win the quarter. And if you win more quarters, there's only 4 of those a year. Yeah. You win the whole fucking year. So if we're live in our new studio, podcast studio, in our HQ.
Chairs.
I think we're going to call this the Eagle's Nest. Look at this. Everyone on YouTube and Spotify, they can see us. This is it. This is the home. So when you come in for a VIP session with us, this is where you'll appear. You'll meet the team. You'll see some of them in the background. We are coming at you. Oh yeah, we actually chose these
furniture, pebble chairs, the rug. Yeah, hand selected.
So I am pumped. I'm looking through here to welcome you into our space. This is our studio. Soph, today, do you know what I want to talk about?
I don't. Yes, I do.
This is like for the studio owners who get to Sunday, they wake up at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever in the morning, and they already kind of go, oh, fuck, Sunday again. They get this like deep pit of despair in their stomach because tomorrow is Monday.
Monday.
And I know, like...
No, it's the Sunday scaries.
Sunday scary before Monday-itis.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I think about Mondays, right? Like TGIM.
Yes.
Because, you know, when people ask me, what'd you do on the weekend?
You just waited.
Well, ask me.
What do you do? What do you do on the weekend?
No, what, like, how was your weekend?
What?
Fuck, can I get a different? When people ask me,
yes,
what'd you get up on the weekends? I just say, I waited. Waited for what? Monday. Because like fucking TGIM. Now, not many people think like that, and I didn't either. Remember, I fucking almost died building a business that I hated. You were there.
I was there.
Tell your side of the story, because I always tell my side of the story. And so tell me, like, let's tell the audience your side of the story.
This is just as like, this was trauma for me too. Obviously not to take away from you, but dude, the thing people don't know about it as well is like, I was in the hospital a couple of days before it all happened, which is another story. And I felt really bad because we were preparing for this big summit event that we had. And I felt like I couldn't contribute as much. So whatever. And then we were like, we have to sit down. We have to do some work on this thing together just to prepare and finalize it. So you were already at Grind which
is a coffee shop.
Yeah, I was coming to meet you mid-morning, I think it must have been. 8 o'clock.
We were meant to meet at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So anyway, I got there and I saw you tapping away, and then I parked, and it was across the road from the cafe, and you kind of walked over to me. I was like, oh, this is nice. He's like going to help with my laptop. Weird. But anyway, you just you just like stood there in the sun. You're like, oh, let's just chill here for a second. And when I reflect on that moment, your voice was, I don't know, like almost weaker than normal. Like you didn't seem yourself. So I was like, yeah, okay. And are you all good? And yeah, no, I'm just really cold. Like, and anyway, we went and sat down, and you seemed really distracted. And then I don't know, we didn't even get into the work. I don't think it was kind of just like maybe 1 or 2 lines about like this slide or that slide. And then you kind of said you didn't feel very good and were just asking me about what it feels like to have an anxiety attack. So I was kind of talking through how that felt, and then I was starting to get really worried. And I don't know, I felt bad for you because I was like, I don't know, is it because of this summit that's coming up? This isn't like you though.
Nah.
So I suggested some breath work just to see if that would change things.
That'll fix it.
That did not fix it. Anyway, so then Doze walked up and down and said, I got to make a phone call. And I thought you must have just been calling Ben, but you weren't. You were Googling. And I saw you sitting on the bench.
In the sun.
In the sun, yeah. And then you came back in and said, I'm going to go home. I'm not feeling good. So I was like...
Did I tell you what I Googled?
You made a joke about, like, is this how it feels to have a heart attack? I was like, don't say that. And I didn't think anything of it other than that. But you were definitely off. So I was like, cool, just like chuck your bike in my boot. I will take you home. And you flat out refused, which, like, I wish I pushed back harder on that. But, yeah, you were like, oh, I don't feel like strong enough to lift it in. So I was like, I will fucking do it. Fine. But yeah, that didn't end up happening. And then we both kind of left. And then I
rode my bike home.
Yeah, you rode your bike home, and I didn't hear from you until, yeah, Michelle messaged me from your phone because I kept saying, are you okay? I'm really worried about you. And you said you were in hospital.
I said I was.
Well, I don't remember it exactly, but I think she'd have said that you had gone for some tests and weren't sure what was going on. And to be honest, like, I don't know if I've told you this, but like, I couldn't focus from there. Like, I was in pieces after that because it was a concern. Like, it was just so out of character. And then the more I found out, like, because I actually then came and dropped some stuff to you guys, like your portable chargers and stuff that you'd lent to me when I was in the hospital a few days earlier. And that was after it had all happened, and it was like very scary. Yeah, it was really hard. I hate saying that because it's like, obviously it was harder for you, but it was, no one really knew what was going on until, yeah, Ben got the phone call, I got the phone call, and then we just had to go into this mode of like, well, fuck, what are we going to do about this event? We've got guests coming to it. We've got over 100 clients coming on to this Zoom call tomorrow. And, yeah, we basically condensed it from 3 days to 2 days, and we changed a few things around and had to just make it happen. But yeah.
What was the phone call you got? You said you got the phone call. What was the phone call you got?
I think Michelle called Ben first and told him what had happened. And it might have just been like, you'd gone into a surgery. We weren't sure what the outcome was yet and if you were going to be okay.
Fuck. That's heavy.
So yeah, I made a few phone calls and I was just like I was a mess. Especially because then I was going, I should have like forced you to put your bike in the car. Like, I felt terrible. Anyway, obviously, like we then found out that you had a, you know, successful enough surgery. You were still asleep. So when I went to the heart, what is it called? The cardio ward to drop that stuff off. Like, it was hard. Harder for you guys than it was for me. But then we had to like pull it together and we ran that event without you. Much to your disgust because you woke up and asked, I've got this thing on.
I said to the surgeons, like, so they were like, I'm like seriously, like on my last, I had nothing. Whatever nothing feels like, I had less than that. And I just remember this junior nurse. Everyone was screaming, right? I'm in this resus ward. Everyone's screaming, plugs. The fucking machine didn't work, like to check my heart, the whole situation. And there was this poor fucking student nurse that had a COVID test. And she was approaching me and I'm like lying down, like, and then she's like, I've got to test you. And I went, it's okay. And then she tried to put it in. It didn't go in far enough. And everyone's yelling, right? So they're yelling at her. It's like, quick, do the test. And I was like, it's okay. And then she went fucking boink straight up. I think she touched my eyeball. And I was like, what are you testing? Like, Are you just not going to operate if I tested positive? You're not going to save my life.
Oh my God.
But look, I guess the point of this episode is it takes a near-death experience to really shake you into realize that, was this it? Like, is this how I was going to end? Like, building a fucking business that I hated. Like,
Well, yeah, that's the part that we didn't talk about then. We had huge transitions that we were making with the program, the price of the program, the offering, and even the clients that we were working with. There was a really...
Let's not sugarcoat it. I didn't like the clients. Like, I didn't like the type of clients we were attracting because of the offers. Not their fault. It was like the way that I had built this business and almost chased the money rather than chased the meaning. And so what happened was we had lots of clients and lots of staff. Like, remember, I was turning up to staff meetings and meeting people.
Yeah.
I'd be like, who's that person?
There was at least like 2 new people on
and they're like,
meeting.
oh, that's the new this and that's the new that. I go, who's that person? They go, we actually don't know. That person shouldn't be here. And then like, okay, that's just like an interview. It's like, get them person. It's what the hell's going on here?
Gathered around a little boardroom in a co-working space.
But it was at the highest, but the revenue had been tanking for so long, and so had my health. That's the thing that I realised. And so with 15 minutes to live, like, I remember I was in the resus room, freezing. Like, I mean, like the coldest I've ever felt, because the blood, there was no blood. When they got to the artery, it was 100% blocked, and the other two were 70% blocked, 70% blocked. And they had to get like the heated blankets out of the heater room. And I had just enough in me to make a deal that said, where I said, like, if I get out of this, I'm going to make this change. Like, everything's going to be different. What I realised at the time was, you know, the Range Rover that I drove didn't matter. The bike that I had didn't matter. You know, how many zeros in the account didn't matter. All that really mattered was, did I live a life that mattered? And that was the only thing that mattered at that moment. So that's when I was kind of like, if I get out of this, there's going to be some fucking changes. There's going to be some changes, and I'm going to full fucking send it and design my ideal life that is fueled by my ideal business with the team that I love, clients that I love, and just not waking up to Monday thinking, fuck this, like most people do. Not their fault. They probably just haven't been shown a better way. I just think 98% of people live an automatic life.
Yeah.
The alarm happens at the same time. The dog scratches the door. You let them out at the same time. You go downstairs. You make the coffee the same way. You get in the car, listen to the same radio station or the podcast.
Same way to work.
Same way to work. The whole thing. And for me, it's like, I want to shake everyone listening to this. It's like, what if this was your last fucking day? Or, better than that, what if you got a sequel? What would you change if you had a sequel? And whatever that change is, what if you did that now? And that's what Separation Sunday is about. So if Mondays make you want to quit and make you want to escape life, makes you want to cash in your 4 weeks annual leave to just escape life and leave it all behind, you definitely need this system that only takes 20 minutes every single Sunday, or however long it takes to drink a Ice Long Black, or what do you, turmeric matcha latte, some hipster shit. So the big idea here is, these guys are like, here we go, story time with Dozer again. But yeah, I think we've helped over 1,500 business owners.
It's not just business owners though either. Like, every time I post Separation Sunday, and we'll get into it all, but like my people that follow me that are my friends who have normal jobs.
You follow us?
Why are you so surprised?
Oh, no.
You know, they'll ask me for the template.
Will they?
Yeah.
That's a lead, Hayley.
And so if you're listening to this and you're not a business owner, this absolutely applies to you as well.
So look, and it's not just, and I'm literally going to like work through the whole structure, okay, team? So if you're listening to this on the podcast, the reason why I want to give you guys this is because I want to be the one person that shakes you into like action. And it's like, you don't have to live an automatic life. You can absolutely live a life where you wake up on Monday and just go, fuck yes, it's Monday. And just go like, when you get to Fridays and everyone's just trying to drink themselves into oblivion because they want to escape, you'll be like, I wish there was another working day in the week, right? Because that's how much you love it. And you don't need to escape from it. So
yeah, can you touch on work-life balance here?
Work-life balance is a fucking myth.
And I used to think you were toxic for saying that.
You 100% did. Let's get this mic up.
Well, she's dipping.
You used to, what you used to think I was toxic for saying that?
Because
that was a narrative that you believed, right?
Well, yeah, like you're fed that narrative since you're born. Like
from people who
are in the same struggle that everyone says they want to escape from. You know, I'm fine, work so fine. I've got a mortgage that I'm trapped into. I've happened to like follow the path that everyone set out for me, and now I've got kids and I've lost myself. Like whatever the story is, everyone has. Well, a lot of people are stuck in that, and they're the ones that want work-life balance. And I think it's because something you always say to me is like, no one, or like not many people are as lucky to find something that they enjoy and are good at this young. And I think a lot of people, because of that, want work-life balance. And
100%.
they haven't decided, fuck that, I'm going to do a different way.
Yeah.
And then you don't need that.
So there is another way. Everyone out there, there is another way. And that is to design your ideal life to begin with and then reverse engineer that week to week. That's the kicker. So the Separation Sunday is like one slice of what I teach, what will be coming out in a book that I'm writing.
Have we got a title yet? Very exciting.
None of your business.
Okay. I'll still buy it when it comes out.
Good. Surprised you're going to buy it. And so like the first thing I did off the back of surviving the heart attack was I was like, holy fuck, okay, things are going to be different. So the thing that I did first was I went right to the end and worked on my eulogy. I actually wrote the eulogy. I wrote the end because I visualized my funeral, which was a bit fucked. But like, I don't know, shit was going through my head at the time. Who would turn up? Would anyone turn up? What music would they play? What would they say? Like just all this stuff. Like nothing is so, it gets you almost emotional thinking about it, right? So, you know, when I got out of the hospital, I couldn't walk to the letterbox and back. So I had a lot of time lying around, just recovering from rehab, blood in my heart. Everything was still going on. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Anyway, so I wrote my eulogy and then so that's kind of starting with right at the end. That's really facing some stuff, right? And you know, in that eulogy, they're not talking about what car I drove. Yeah? Like the watch. No one fucking cares. Like it was who I was as a person and the impact that I made. Yeah. And impact is a word. So that's going to keep recurring as a theme through this. So then from there, I worked on my vision roadmap, right? My achievement roadmap, vision roadmap that we teach our clients.
Yeah.
These guys have arrived in our team, like they've all done their vision roadmap. And so what that is like, what are my 5-year goals? So of the subset of the big thing, which is where I'm going to end up, what's the next 5 years look like? And then from there, it's the power 12, which is like what are the 12 milestones that I'm going to hit in the next 12 months? And there's a small subset of that. This Separation Sunday is the weekly check-in with yourself on how you're going against those things. So that's just for everyone, the context of where this fits in. Does that make sense?
It does.
Any questions for me to help the audience on that?
Will we do an achievement roadmap session or podcast?
We probably should, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Power 12 and all of that. I think that's like once.
So this is the weekly thing?
Yeah.
And then there's a yearly thing and then there's the 5-yearly thing. Okay. Let's do that.
Yeah, I think something important to say on that is so much in this business even got better once everyone on the team had that. Because you always talk about casting a vision so big, everyone else's can fit within that. But if they don't have one to fit within that, then that's a problem.
Correct. Yeah, correct. So that's just for context for everyone here listening. So Separation Sunday fits within a broader system, your ideal life design system. Because the big thing that I want you guys to write down and listen to this, there's the big idea here is life is either by design or by default. I'm going to say that again. Life is either by design or by default. So this Separation Sunday is your chance to design your ideal life, and within that, your ideal business that fuels your ideal life.
Can you slow down on that one? Sorry, but you're the kind of person who doesn't need permission to do this or to decide, fuck all that, I'm going to do what I want to do and have the courage to do that. So what's your advice to someone who has less of it?
Appreciate it. I think you're giving me too much credit. Like I had to. I almost died. Like there was no other way. Like I almost died doing it the other way. So I guess what I would invite people to consider is I had to die to learn this lesson. So I'm trying to help you avoid getting to the same spot. But if you don't absolutely 10 out of 10 love what you're doing, or at least 8 and above, right? Love what you're doing. You don't wake up fucking pumped to do what you're doing. If you feel like you couldn't actually do what you do right now for free because you just enjoy it that much, like I say to Nate all the time, I would do this for free. And he goes, why don't you? I go, I fucking pay for you pricks and all these cameras. It's like, I feel like it's the ultimate success is that you're living a life that like today was my last day on earth. I would actually die happy because of the impact that I'm making. So I'd invite people to consider like, what is the ultimate thing that answers the question of, did I live a life that mattered? And what I reckon would be the answer is it's not going to be about how much money you made. But that is important because it needs to fuel the adventure and the other freedom parts of your business.
Yep.
Or your life. So when we teach this to our clients, our pros, like the ones that are towards the top, the ones that have had the best results, we did a podcast the other day with Kano and he talked about Separation Sunday. Mo from the area talked about Separation Sunday. Like all the big dogs and the people that are killing it in our academy, they do this without fail. So this is not just me having a little...
Having some fun
here. Like, it fucking works.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we get into it yet?
Yes, I think we can.
Where do you think I should start for the listeners?
Well, like...
How does it work?
Exactly. Like, what are the steps?
Okay.
When you sit
So
down?
there is a template, team. So the template will be available. If you go to my Instagram, hey.dozer, find me on hey.dozer, hit follow and then send me a message Sunday, I'll get you the template, okay? Because that way you can follow it along. And it'll make a lot more sense. So what happens is you take the template, your iPad or a pad and a piece of paper to your cafe on a Sunday morning. You go up to the counter, you order your coffee, and you sit down, you start the timer. That's the timer, had started, okay? Now, by the time you receive your coffee, enjoy it, and get to the bottom of that coffee, that is how long this is going to take. Simple as that, okay? So...
Do they need a pretty Notion page to do this, or
Negative.
is it fine if it's pen and paper?
Pen and paper.
Great.
Pen and paper. In fact...
Ooh, he's got a thought.
But how would we do it? I've got some...
Maybe, just thinking out loud, for the month of August, you're going to choose top 5 most consistent every week who post and tag you to send one of the Separation Sunday pads to.
Yeah, so we've got... Do you want to explain it?
We've designed Separation Sunday like pads that, notepads, and you tear them off every week once you've done the week. And it has the full template on it. Pen and paper, old school, best school. And our clients who we gave these as gifts to at one of our retreats fucking love them. So much so that when they get posted, other clients message me and say, can I buy these somewhere?
Yeah, like people are saying like, are these for sale? I'd rather somehow like supply them to people who are doing it.
Why don't we create like a hashtag?
Oh yeah, like a club?
So then we know, who's listened to this podcast.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is, okay, so you've sat down now. I'm looking at this template here. There's 3 different sections of this. There's the review preview section,
Yep.
which I'll explain in a second. You've got the win the week section, which I'll explain in a second, and then you've got your commit to 3s. And then the other 2 parts to it is you've got your targets that you need to hit for the week. So the biggest difference between high performers and everyone else, when we've done the research and we've asked the people, is that high performers work to outcomes. Mm-hmm. Everyone else just get fucking lost in the noise.
They get stuck being so busy trying to do things that they don't get anything done.
They confuse movement with momentum.
Yeah.
They confuse being busy with like
productivity.
Moving the needle.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing you do is you remind yourself at the top of the page here what the goal is for the month that you're aiming towards. So that way you keep centering back to the thing that you're trying to reverse engineer.
We should never have a conversation with a business owner who wants to win and they don't know what their target is or they've forgotten.
Yeah, ridiculous. And then so in the review preview, what we do is we do what's called, we track the diamonds, the rocks. So like the diamonds are the wins. We put 3 to 5 wins there. And the reason why we do that at the start is because in all the research that I did, especially after the heart attack in brain and psychology, is that when we start with gratitude and through the lens of abundance, we are able to create success from abundance more so than scarcity. You can't create from a place of lack and scarcity.
Yeah, well, gratitude is the highest energetic frequency that you can possibly be feeling.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So we always start with gratitude. We always start with wins. Okay, they're the diamonds. And then we move into the rocks and lessons. Now, the rocks and the lessons are the constraints that you felt in your business. Now, I think where the amateurs stay amateur is amateurs have fears that they run away from. Where you become to turn pro, pros have those same fears, but they've decided to stop running away from them and they face them. So here is where we decide to go pro and look at the stuff that held them back, all the things they fucked up that week, all the things that felt like shit that week. Like we actually moved towards the constraint, not away from them.
This was the part I actually struggled with the most when I started doing this, was like being able to remember and articulate it and get that honesty, that level.
Yeah, right.
So I think it's probably where I also see a lot of the owners struggle the most as well, because maybe they feel like they're not equipped to solve the problem, so they don't write it down or something like that.
Yeah.
But if you don't, then you obviously can't figure it out and can't address it.
Yeah. So, this is where if I look at, my most recent ones is, one of my lessons last week, I'm reading my actual one. And one of the lessons last week was there are gaps in this business at the moment that I can't wait for you guys to have initiative. It's not really that's not really the point at the moment. There are gaps in the design and I'm the chief designer. So I've got to design additional playbooks. So when I wrote that down as part of my next thing that I'll get to in a second, that was one of my actions. So that's a bit of a tip here for the ones that are really listening, is what you put down here as your constraints, the solution to that appears in the next section, okay? So we've gone through diamonds and wins, move through gratitude. We move towards the rocks and the lessons, which are the constraints. And then to not stay in the negative, we use the next bit as a bit of a springboard into the planning, which is what am I excited for? They're called the stars. And so that forces you to open up your calendar. I'm assuming you guys are using your calendar, because if it's in your calendar, it's 80% done. And that is where you look at your calendar and you're like, oh yeah, we've got this thing going on. So I've got starting to do some OS stuff. We had 2 VIPs that were booked in. Oh, look at this. It says in-house pod, which is what we're doing now.
Love that.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
So that's the review preview, right? So far I've had a sip of the coffee. It's arrived. I've had a sip. Love it. Now I'm in the win the week section. So this is where there's 4 pillars of your life that I believe in that, need to be designed to create your ultimate life. There's the work stuff. There's the personal stuff. There's wealth stuff. And there's relationship stuff. That also maps to a lot of research that I've seen around happiness, longevity, fulfillment, the blue zones. There's no point having all the money and no friends. What I realized when I went through that shit year at work was I actually stopped hanging out with mates. I don't know why. I was just so consumed in the business. And everything reduced in my life. It was just all, it just went completely out of whack. So in this section, in these four sections of this section, what I want you to do is I want to write what you will achieve as an outcome for this week. This is not your to-do list. This is what do you need to do in your work segment, in your personal life, in your wealth creation endeavors, and with relationships that you want to nurture. What are you going to do so that when you get to the end of the week, you feel like you've won the week? So automatically, it's not a to-do list, it's an outcome list.
Tickable stuff that's really black and white clear if you did it or not.
So for instance, in the work column, it's not...
Try to double down on content.
Yeah.
Work on rollovers.
Make more sales.
Yeah.
It's 15 sales.
Yeah.
Hit 80% rollovers.
Complete X playbook.
Yeah.
Confront and have conversation with Dozer.
Yeah. Sack.
Whatever it is.
Genevieve.
It's your last date.
Yeah. Whose last day? So that's where you put like 3 to 5 things in each box. Now, if you're new to this, put 3, right? Don't try and put 5 and self-sabotage and not hit it and then keep rolling things
This
over.
is a big problem. With the same people who tell me that they're burnt out. It's like no one's told you to do this many things and like almost set yourself up to not succeed.
Do you reckon that's a pattern?
I think it's self-sabotage because it feeds the narrative that they're burnt out. It's a known comfort to have a chaotic life. Sorry, said it. I've actually had conversations with those same people and said, I think you're overcommitting yourself here. Is this realistic? And they're like, oh, haha. No. Like, get real with yourself because you have the same thing on the list 3 weeks in a row. You're going to keep feeling like something's amiss, but you're actually just overcommitted.
Okay, well, there you go, team. So work. You put 3 things in there for work and start with 1, right? I'd rather you tick things off and then snowball into like incredible momentum than, like Soph said, continue to set yourself up for failure every single week.
You don't want to fall into the trap of normalizing missing, normalizing red, or you want to have winning weeks more weeks than not.
So then you move into personal, right? So whatever your personal goals are for the year, right? Remember, so you've done your 5-year thing, you've done your 12-month thing. So these all relate back to that. You want to inch towards, every single week, you want to inch towards ticking those things off. Mm-hmm. So these aren't just new shit that pops up all the time. You're moving towards what you've already decided you're going to tick off, the 12 things, your power 12, for the next 12 months. Big thing for me was adventure. Coming out of the heart attack, I was like, I want to do adventure. So, like, I had a Range Rover. Like, I had a bloody expensive car. You remember it?
Of course.
Yep. You liked it?
Yeah.
It did nothing for me.
Same one that you lost your license in. Story for another day.
Expensive car. Other people like aspire for it. It did nothing for me, particularly after the heart attack. It did absolutely nothing for me. So one of the things that I wrote down on this list was to sell the Range Rover. And it kept on that list until Chuck could actually sell it for me. And then, so then I could tick that off the list. And the next thing on the list was to buy the Jimny. So the J-Wagon, as I call it, which is out the front now. And then the next week after I bought the Jimny, it was to choose the accessories and then to get the accessories like installed on the car, it's out there now. Like
2-inch lift. What size is the exhaust?
Hasn't changed, mate. Relax. So it's like, what are the things that I'm going to do? It's incredible. So that's what you write down there, whether it's like you want to compete at Hyrox, it's whether you want to like all the things that you want to do personally, health, adventure, write your book. Like that's on there for me. Whatever. Book it. Like we had a booked trip to Japan. So like that was in there. So we ticked that off. So then we move into wealth creation. Now the reason why that's an important box is too many people live for today and they don't think about tomorrow. Now when you got kids like I do, one of the things that was going through my head when I was like flat as a pancake on the table, dying, was, fuck, have I set my kids up? Have I set my family up? Like, have I left anything behind? And so that has become much more of a focus for me because I think where a lot of small business owners get stuck or business owners get stuck is they purely think about income, which is their P&L, their personal P&L, but they don't think about their balance sheet, which is their assets. And like the Roman Empire is built on assets, not income. Like assets, things that we can leave our kids. So like you guys see what I do now. Like I run hard at investments now. So I've got some things here for like selling my house, going to move into rent investing, shout out to rent investors. I've got get this person over from the real estate agent over to my place to have a look at it and do a valuation. He's literally responded. It's in my inbox right now. Like it's happening. So that's the wealth side of things. So work, personal wealth. Now we're into relationships. Now this isn't just at home. This is also people that I've got 4 people here that I want to reach out to have a coffee with them. Like some of my favorite moments that I've had since the heart attack has been me getting onto planes and meeting people in Byron Bay or Brisbane or Sunshine Coast or whatever and just catching up in person. These days, for $79, you can get anywhere. It's so much better than Zoom.
You always just happen to be in the area.
Yeah, don't tell my trick. And so, like, I love, part of this podcast as well, I love meeting legends.
Yeah.
There's so many awesome people out there in the world.
Well, like the
And I've never had anyone say, fuck off. Yeah.
The original, you're not going hard enough then.
Thank you.
The original, I don't remember what the document was called, but when we were starting this pod, it was the search. So it makes sense that you love the search for like high performers, titans of the industry, like cool people doing cool shit.
yeah, I just think it's epic, right? And that really fills my cup. You guys have seen me off the back of some of these events that we do, or when we go and meet people. Like, I'm just like on top of the world, man. On top of. We could be on a yacht in Sydney Harbour with them, or just having a coffee at a milk bar in Byron Bay. Shout out to Mitch. Like, or whatever. Like, it really fills my cup. Really fills my cup. And also #adventure. So once I've decided what those things are that are going to happen, for me to feel like I've won the week, remember this thing's called the win the week section, then I look at it and I go, great. Now that's where most people stop, and that's where most people fail, is because all it looks like now is a bit of a to-do list. So where things get really cool is when you move them into the commit to 3 section, which is the next bit down the bottom here. And you're picking your 1 to 3 things that you are going to commit to that you're going to do that day. So there's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and my favorite day, Fuck Yeah Friday. Now the reason why it's called Fuck Yeah Friday is because the whole point of it is I want people to feel how it feels like in here and with our clients when they get to the end of the week and you've ticked off most of these items here that you've decided was like the ideal week that you've designed, that if you did 52 of these things, hit your ideal year, and a few of those years build your ideal life. I want you to get to the end of the day and just go, fuck yeah. That's what I want everyone to feel.
The excitement and energy of like a full court press to get those last couple of points, or like we're not leaving till we get this shit done. When I think about, you know, fun or like whatever versus fulfilling, that is fulfillment in work. That's why you won't need the work-life balance, is because you feel fulfilled. It's not just like, you know, you're ticking boxes and you show up and you clock in, you clock out, or it's a really fun workplace with like slides and shit. Like it's in between those two things where we get shit done and we are winners. And let's be real, like there's weeks where we don't win as well.
We didn't win last week.
Yeah, and that is taken seriously as well. Like it's not, I think that could be a mistake here for people. Like, oh, well, I'll do better next week. So what's your perspective on that?
You need to judge the week. You can't just slide into the weekend and feel like you've somehow earned the weekend if you didn't, you know, at least work towards a target for that week. You owe it to yourself, right? Otherwise you fall back into that trap of that automatic life where, you know, everything's fine. I couldn't think of anything worse. The problem with downward spiraling is you never know the day that it started. And all it takes is missing once, missing twice, not telling anyone, missing 3 times.
Yeah.
And then you're off track again with like a life that you deserve to build for yourself.
And then you stop doing Separation Sunday or your numbers because it's easier than confronting it.
Which is like semi-pro, you know, like in the book Turning Pro, like there's amateur, which is like I said to you, like, and then there's the pros, which stop running away from fear and they do things anyway, not because they're motivated by it, but because that's just their identity. The semi-pros sound and look like pros, but they've got amateur behaviour.
Yeah.
Which is rife in this industry. Let's just say it. It is
absolutely,
fucking rife.
I immediately thought of
eyeballing you guys. It is rife in this industry.
Immediately thought of like one person in particular who I really wish that what they said and how they showed up some of the time was how they behaved all of the time. But
and more importantly, without being nasty, it's almost like if they did half the things that they tell everyone else to do on their socials. Anyway, so you move the win the weeks into the commit to 3. So Monday, what are the 3 things of those like 3 times 12, 3 times 4, which is 12. Of those 12 things, what 3 things am I going to action today? And ideally, you do them the first 3 things that you do, so that by lunchtime you've earned the afternoon to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Well, or let's be real, like that's not really going to be the case for some of the people who are still establishing themselves and listening to this podcast. But if you can at least get those things done that day, then the firefighting that most of them are doing all of the day, at least you can do that knowing that you've got the important stuff out of the way.
Nothing feels better than even if the zombies take over, you've done your 3 things for that day. And so get them done as quickly as you can, as early as you can. Eat the frog, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah? So that happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, by the way, you don't need to plan on a Sunday what you're going to do next Friday. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow, okay? But the perfect day starts with the perfect night before. So you plan the night before what you're going to do tomorrow. So this is a working document, which is why we've given the customers the pads.
So you can course correct.
You course correct along the way. You course correct along the way. It's not about being perfect. It's just about being planned and designed.
Yeah, exactly.
So the whole point, team, is you get to Friday and you tick as many boxes off as you can, and you cross off those things and you just go, fuck yes. And mate, honestly, it is the best feeling heading into the weekend, which is the complete opposite of what most people do, which is they get to the end of the week and they've been working, they haven't been bludging, they've been working their asses off, but they get to the end of the week and they go, what the fuck have I achieved? Now that's you. Try this instead. Trust me, try this instead.
How, have you seen this change from when you were in business fucking around not doing this to now? What's the outcomes for a business who's listening to this?
It has become I notice, and this is what everyone else says, I notice when I don't do it.
That never happens, surely.
It never happens for me now because
Yeah,
it's a non-negotiable, but everyone says.
Yeah.
Everyone says, they notice when they don't do it. They get to about Wednesday and they feel lost.
Yeah.
They're they haven't hit their sales. They don't know they don't even know which way's up.
And so what would you say is the cost of skipping it?
The cost of skipping it is, honestly, I'm saying, it is what's the cost of not drinking water? What are you talking about? It's just you just do it. Just fucking do it. Show me a better way.
Well, yeah, it's burnout. It's random results because you're just fighting fires all week. You're reactive. Yeah. And ultimately, you can't lead your team if you don't have your own plan.
Oh, see, the other thing too is, just for shits and giggles, this is actually all about well-being.
Yeah.
Well-being is not wellness, right? Wellness is inputs. It's ice baths and saunas and shit. Well-being is about authenticity, living in an aligned, authentic life. Now, CEOs that focus on well-being outperform the S&P 500, which is the 500 top most valuable companies in the US. They outperform them by 3-1 on profit per employee. So what I'm saying is, it's not just a good little, cute little habit while you're having a coffee on Sunday. It's good for business. It's good for your team because you got to lead from the front as a leader. Okay? So anyway, that's how it works. Now, by this time, right, by now, you finished your cup of coffee, you're done. It takes 20 minutes, maybe 30 the first time, 20, 15 after that. If I'm ever without my template, I can do it on my phone, because it's just a pattern.
Find a way.
Now, to close the loop here is the next week when you sit down for a coffee and do the exact same thing, you just review yourself on how you went last week. I used to walk around with 2 highlighters, and now I've just got the iPad with the little notes app, and I just highlight, and anything that's still left over, it's okay. Don't fucking head into a spiral. Just drag it across into next week. And mate, what happens is you do this for long enough, all you've got to do is win the week. If you win more weeks than not, you win the month. And if you win more months than not, you win the quarter. And if you win more quarters, there's only 4 of those a year. Yeah. You win the whole fucking year. Could you not imagine it? If you just stack this week on week on week, it completely changes your life. So that is the Separation Sunday system. That's what got me out of the shit. And what I will say is, if I loop back to this, my health line directly was influenced by my revenue line that was fucking tanking. Since I've been doing this religiously every single week since the heart attack, we're 5x since December. We are, the momentum is incredible. You guys are spiraling up. Our clients are spiraling. I've got to go first.
Yeah. For
you guys to then spiral up, and then for our clients to spiral up. I can't expect our clients to 10x if I don't 20x. I can expect you guys to do that if I don't keep moving north, right? So I'm going to lead the charge on this. You know what'd be epic? It is a little Separation Sunday club.
Get merch and shit.
Get merch, you reckon?
Yeah, so to tie it up though, we kind of spoke about the Separation Sunday pads before. Maybe it's just a thing now.
What is?
Every month, you'll choose one person and give away a pad a month.
Okay, that's cool. The whole pad thing, we might need to call it something else.
No, pad. I mean, you can get weird about it if you want.
So, okay, everyone, listen. I'm staring right down the camera here. head to my Instagram, hey.dozer, hit follow, otherwise I won't see it, and I need friends. And message me Sunday. You'll get the template. Now, what I want you guys to do, this is your homework. Do it. Do it, post it on Instagram, and tag me. And do hashtag Separation Sunday Club. Tag me in the story. Don't add me as a collaborator. I definitely won't accept it, especially from you randoms. Jokes. Love you guys. But yeah, I would love nothing more than to liberate an entire country, or maybe there's people listening from other countries.
There are.
To liberate you from the automatic life and living life by design, not by default. Would love to ask me any questions. People are asking questions now on YouTube. So,
are they?
Yeah.
Shout out to the YouTube crew.
I know. So I'll answer.
Ask questions below.
Ask questions, here in Spotify. No, and on YouTube, because this is on YouTube too, right? Yeah, perfect. All
Wherever
right.
you are.
We're fucking killing this.
We'll find you.
All right, team. Love you lots. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Thanks for tuning into today's episode. If something resonated with you, then do one of two things. Either leave a review or send this episode to a mate who's in the industry who might need to hear this. But if you want more right now, because your head might be spinning and you're like, all right, what the hell do I do right now? Then in the show notes, you'll find a link to where you can book in for a free 15-minute checkup on your studio, where we get to have a look at how you're going right now and where some of the kind of quick win opportunities are to get you moving faster. I can't wait to be back in your ears next week. And if you're listening to this right now, I want you to know that I love you, I appreciate you, I'm grateful for you, and I'm in your corner. You are on the right track and I believe in you. So keep going, and I'll see you next week.